Okay, that was season 1, episode 8 of Attack on Titan. What the fuck does that mean? I'm so fucking...
Did your body feel like an intense range of emotions, so much so that it couldn't pick one to come forward?
Yeah.
Because that's how I was like laughing, happy, wanted to cry, was like sniffling.
I'm like fucking...
What?
I'm borderline frustrated because I'm like, I don't get it. How? What? I had questions before this happened.
Okay, like, how could he wasn't the Titan.
Did
but
he
was
take
in it?
over?
Remember we did bring up, like, what if it was like, and you said something and I was like, what if it's like a transformer or something, and like he's in it and controls it. We were talking about that.
I don't remember that.
That was like 2 discussions ago. You're like, what if by being eaten by it, he can then...
Well, I was saying like at a cellular level, like when they were showing the pomegranate thing, I was thinking that the one that ate him, since Eren was bleeding, his blood would like go into this other Titan, and then his cells would like take over it because his shot or whatever his dad gave him, and then he could... he could take like his will is so strong. What did Mikasa say? Rage of humanity. Like that could be the case, but that makes no fucking sense, and that's not the answer because he's in the back of the fucking neck, so and he regained his like arm and his leg.
So if that Titan's neck had gotten slashed, would that have killed Eren? Because if he was in the neck, right?
Is every Titan like that? Does every Titan have a person in there, and that's why you kill them?
Every time they die, we don't... The problem is he fell over and started to, like, I guess...
He's the only Titan we've seen die without getting the wound to the neck, right? Or its head ripped off.
That's true. Well, that would be a crazy concept. Like, that would mean that, like, real people were turned into Titans, and all of the Titans were actually once human. Which would be, like, it could be, like, a disease. But also, I'm just, like, so... I don't understand anything. I'm really confused.
Man, I feel fucking stupid.
You feel stupid?
I feel so fucking dumb.
Is it because you don't understand, or...?
I don't understand. I feel like if I was smarter, I could understand. I don't know what to think. I have, like, nothing written down because I was so invested.
I didn't know that they considered the one that I thought jumped like a frog also abnormal.
They said that. They said it when it happened a couple episodes ago.
Oh, see, when Armin said it there, I was like, huh, okay, so I did think that was weird, but I guess I totally missed them saying it when it first appeared. So I guess any Titan who doesn't just kind of walk around like this is, what's the word they use? Not abnormal. Period.
They've used abnormal a couple times, and they've used aberrant or aberrant a couple times. I don't know if they're synonymous. I don't know if it's because we heard of abnormal when we watched on Funimation, and now they're referencing it as Crunchyroll, so maybe it's a translation thing.
Okay. So yeah, that. Let's talk about how awesome the gun plan was.
I don't know if I'll be able to.
That was awesome. Obviously not the highlight of... We thought that would be an awesome highlight to this episode, but we were mistaken. They ended up giving us way more than that.
I'm so fucking confused.
Wasn't it enough to have, in this episode, to have Jean kind of take on the role of leader, even if he doesn't think he's right to be, and then have him get basically everyone there safely into HQ, you know, and his plan work out, and then Mikasa and them use the abnormal Titan to kind of clear the way, and then they go down in the elevator with the guns. Wasn't that enough awesomeness for one episode? And then they just had to go and like, hey, look, Eren is back, but he hasn't woken up.
He has not woken up. He has a heartbeat, but he has not woken up.
I wonder what that means. Will he wake up? Is he like in a comatose state?
I don't fucking know, man.
I know you don't know.
The like elevator scene with the guns that you brought up was awesome, and it was really tense, and I was really scared.
I feel bad that Sasha missed her mark.
And so did Connie.
Yeah.
But they both have fellow, what would you call them? Infantry soldiers. To
Annie
get their
and
backs.
Mikasa.
Yeah. That was cool. I really enjoyed Jean's conversation with insert name here. Freckles. Marco, I think.
I enjoyed him punching that guy. Cause
Yeah?
I just totally agreed with him in that moment. I was like, they left you guys, and they were like, we couldn't, there were so many, and I'm like, find a way. Like, you know how to fight. You were trained. They were trained also. The people that were in HQ, right?
Yeah, but I'm partly on board with that, and the other one's like, I don't know what it's like to be in this situation. Like, at least they didn't kill themselves.
Yeah.
We saw the one.
But still,
girl...
there was no effort on their end, even to, if they thought they were gonna die, being there, and they were just hiding. Just if you already think you're gonna die and they're gonna find you, at least risk dying while doing your job of supplying other people with gas so they can keep fighting.
Okay.
Because how else are the Titans going to get destroyed that are around the HQ building if the people that are the best fighters don't have any gas?
I have fucking questions, bro. So if Eren, they said at the end of that, like, that he the one doing that? If he had control, if the back of the neck is where he was found, and that's the area that kills the other Titans, I feel like I'm led to believe that there are other people in all of them. And they're killing other people to kill the Titans. Why?
I guess if you slash the neck, then you kill the person, and if the person was controlling it, then it dies. And
right?
That's why all the Titans die.
But why was it... How would you make a person into a Titan? Why was he put there? Does that happen to everybody just later on? Maybe his process of becoming that was rushed?
Didn't we talk about how they don't reproduce, but what if how you make more is by eating people or something?
Yeah, and then somehow later something happens, but it
definitely was a rushed process.
The turnover time.
With Eren. There had to be other factors in play if that was
Does this have nothing to do with the shot? Does it have everything to do with the shot?
It either has nothing or everything.
Because we saw him...
Because, what else would... I don't even know what his dad would be giving him a shot for.
Okay, so...
Other than to taste bad, which we talked about.
If Eren... It would make sense if that theory is what happened, if every Titan has a person in the back of their neck, then it would make sense that the Titan somehow, after eating a person, would be able to give them, some sort of regeneration to keep them alive in the back of their neck. Mm-hmm. So, if that happens with every Titan, then the person, after being eaten, regardless of how much damage is done, presumably, would be put, fully back in control in the back of a Titan's neck, or would be born and they'd grow around them. My thing is why did this Titan die without getting cut in the back of the neck and the other ones don't?
Also, we freaking saw cannibalism.
Is that okay? If that isn't every Titan and every Titan doesn't have a human in the back of the neck, was the reason that they were eating this Titan because they could sense that Eren was in it and they were trying to, and is that flesh therefore human flesh, or if
it was a sense of smell thing, would he then smell like a human?
Would he smell like a human, or would his whole that's Titan
what I meant.
Around
would
him
the
be
whole skin that kind of formed around him then smell like it? Maybe that's why they first yelled at the Titan that Eren was inside, because he smelled so much like a human.
I'm so fucking confused, bro.
I really liked the scene where Jean was looking out the hole that had just been face planted and made.
Terrifying.
And the two faces were looking at him. And then you just see the punch. And it was like slow-mo of their faces kind of. And I was like, this is epic.
It was a really cool, like,
awesome.
Right when I saw them, I was like, ew, like, they don't look as creepy as the other ones. They almost look like a married couple. Yeah. And I was like, what?
Like a mom and a dad.
You said that one had a beard this episode and was the first one with the facial hair, the one that killed Eren?
The beard was the one that killed Eren. Well,
killed.
Obviously not.
And so did Eren turn into that one? I don't...
What if this is an imposter? I didn't even think about the imposter scenario. It's not really Eren.
What would it be?
Like, you know, in like alien movies or like the Fae, like they will take on the appearance of someone they know was lost to kind of infiltrate into society.
That's a good guess, because like because
like if the Titans are aliens or from space,
if they have intelligence to the point that they possibly could, but we don't know, then it could be like Eren's like fighting against this like inner like Titan that has manipulated him. Like the other ones that we saw in this episode besides him were other than the abnormal. God, I'm like every train of thought that I'm going, I'm like canceling myself out.
I just started thinking about Jujutsu Kaisen and like Sukuna and Itadori having to like fight against each other inside their mind.
One of my things is like, okay, if the other Eren's like in this episode is the only one who was fighting, like he was stronger but also had abs and also was like punching, you know what I mean? So besides him, the next weirdest one was the abnormal. Did the abnormal have a person in the back of his neck and not the really bad, like,
we did see that the one that Eren was inside fully bit all of the neck, so we wouldn't even know if there was a person inside that one.
But that was so odd to me what you pointed out, like he was like almost giving up, but then he went for that one.
The timing of Armin being like, hey, that's the one that killed Thomas. And then like 5 seconds later, our Eren Titan guy,
Pomegranate
Titan, as you coined him at the beginning of this, instant attention to that one, to the point of not caring that others were literally eating him just so he could kill that one. It seems like definitely driven by revenge. Obviously, now we know that Eren was in there. We don't know how much control or how much like thinking was happening, or if it was all just instinctual. But there's definitely like a revenge element now that we know that Eren was a part of the situation.
Why was his more capable than the other ones? It was because there was a human in it, right? Mm-hmm. Seemingly in control. Does that mean that the colossal and the armored one are people?
That fits into the theory that all of them are.
No,
but
like
they're all weirder. Is that what you're going on?
The ones that seemingly have an action besides killing, just blanketly killing
that we
humans,
thought were possibly the leaders of the situation.
Yes, like the hierarchy.
But like that wouldn't make sense to me if they're not also trying to kill Titans. Like, why would they be letting Titans into the city if they have humans inside them, like the one that had Eren inside them? It doesn't make sense. Like, you wouldn't.
Well, that's judging motivation, right?
That is.
As a character.
We don't know what a character's motivation is. You're very correct on that. They could be bad people. They could be good people. They could have... I don't know what their motive would be at all. I do think it's interesting that they are bringing back Titans that haven't... Well, obviously after this episode, the Titans are dead that I'm referencing. But they're bringing back Titans that we saw kill friends. Like the one with the big eyes.
Yes, that's a good point.
That one had a pretty big role there. Obviously, the one that, and I think that was the one that killed the girl with the pigtails. Pigtail girl. I think that's the one that maybe grabbed the wire from the gear.
That's so interesting that you bring that up, though, because
are we gonna see the beard man again?
Like there are like. It's so interesting because it kind of gives them like a humanistic quality rather than, oh, you are just a animal. No, there's like specific ones, and if you know that specific one did you wrong.
Mm-hmm. They definitely pick the creator, the person who drew them. They definitely pick a few titans to give more interesting features to. And I think obviously the ones with more interesting features do maybe the bigger moments, the bigger actions. Like obviously one with a beard bit off Aaron's limbs and swallowed him, as far as we know. And then the one with the giant weird smile killed Aaron's mom.
Have we seen the one with the giant weird smile yet?
I don't think we've seen this one again, but I feel like we probably will. Because we didn't see it die. And then obviously one with like ginormous round eyes. We saw again. I feel like I'm just trying to make a connection here to that we'll see them more often until they're dead.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were reoccurring titans, like just for character motivation as well, you know?
Well, yeah, think of all the motivation of knowing that was the specific one that killed someone that you were friends with or loved.
Yeah.
Like that one looks very specific in my mind because of how its mouth is drawn. We've seen some with creepy smiles or creepy teeth, but I feel like they made a point to basically like call upon that creepy smile for that specific titan.
Yeah, in episode 1.
The others just kind of look very bland, I would say, in how they're drawn.
I'm both more likely and less likely inclined to believe the alien narrative that we thought.
The alien narrative?
Yeah, because like it could like I think the idea of it being like a parasite or something that like affects people and then turns them into this thing is not at all far-fetched, I guess, in a world that we know nothing about.
You have you have a scene on the TV right now. I don't watch
I pulled up season 1, episode 1 to pull up Aaron's mom's death. Yeah, because I wanted to see, like what you were saying, if we have reoccurring titans, if this titan has been shown again.
Don't like it. Also, odd. This titan seemingly like kills her first before eating her, right?
They're not trying to eat them. They're trying to kill them.
I know, but I don't know if we've ever seen one like.
Yeah, we have. We've seen them swat out of the air, right?
Or to catch them.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is slightly different to me to already have it in your hand where you could just bite and it be dead, and to kill her first. Just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, probably.
What does this mean for Aaron? Is he comatose? Is he going to wake up? Like,
imposter.
Where does he go? Does he have memory of what happened?
Is he able to do it again? That's the better question.
It seemed like no, right? The circumstances that
his Titan body he was in died, so yeah, seemingly no.
Well, the circumstances that led up to him being able to do it in the first place is being eaten by a Titan. Does that mean if he gets eaten by a Titan again?
By a Titan, it happens?
That'd be some brutal shit, bro. I don't know if he. We obviously feel like it was his will, right? With like the quote, like, "Oh, was it Aaron who did that?" Does that mean he'd have memory of doing it? I'd assume so, right?
I don't know. Part of me feels like no.
I didn't think this was gonna be like a kaiju anime, like big people fighting big people. Granted, it's not really insane. A fight. I mean, like Aaron's like big body there, like that when he I don't even know how to describe it. It didn't seem like he turned into it. It seemed like he took over this other one's body. Like how it didn't regenerate or anything and it died. Didn't it kind of seem like Eren temporarily took control of this vessel, used it until he was done, and then noped out?
I wonder if it's once you slash their neck, if you're I don't know, this sounds so gross. What if you got in the neck and then before it actually fully dies?
Ew.
I know, it's sorry, it's so gross. I'm so sorry.
It's like Pacific Rim kind of you're just getting in this monster and then however you move it moves.
Right before it dies and fully kind of disintegrates. I know, that's really gross. Sorry.
I'm trying to figure out what Eren is as a character now. There's a lot of animes.
Guess still the main character.
Well, there's a lot of animes that you will have a protagonist who is the chosen one, you know? He was destined for greatness, but there's also
definitely weird stuff happening. He obviously could do something really weird, so wouldn't that possibly make him the chosen one?
No. Because there's also the equally as many anime out there that it's anybody could do it, but this person's the one who has the will or belief enough to make the best character going forward, and he's not a chosen one. It's anybody could be that one. And if we don't know if this is because of the shot or not, right? If it's not because of the shot, and this is a thing that could happen based off of will alone or some other circumstance that we don't know, it could literally be anybody. John could become a one, and he could fight. We get Mikasa, Armin, John, and Eren as these big, yeah.
Choose your challenger.
I don't know where we go from here. Because he couldn't beat the I'm assuming he couldn't beat the colossal one if he was
shorter.
Right? He's 15 meters. That's assuming that he can do it again.
Yeah, that is assuming that he could somehow do it again because we don't know how he did it in the first place.
I don't know where we go.
We go to learning how it happened, hopefully.
Are we safe here? Or is everybody safe? Can we leave? Or are we trying to retake this place?
I mean, it's gonna take a while to fix the wall, right?
Yeah, so maybe spend the next 5 years, another time skip, fixing the wall.
Another time skip.
And then once the wall's fixed, kill all the Titans who are in it. Right?
Mm-hmm. I honestly, it brings up the question I had to begin with of how did they build the walls to begin with when there were Titans walking around and they didn't have any shelter from them or maybe even any weapons against them. I'm how did they even build these walls to begin with?
I think it would be human sacrifice. I feel like it'd be a massive perimeter of people and they would be just continuously sacrificing lives until that wall is built. It would take so long. They would have had to
start with a lot of people.
I mean, it seems like humanity's on the brink of extinction, you know what I mean? 8 billion people later.
Didn't we ask ourselves if there were people outside of this and there was other cities with other walls?
Other cities with other walls across the world? Is there another country that... is this Earth? Is there another country?
Mikasa's family obviously came to this enclosure from somewhere else, so maybe this is the only place.
Did alien kind of thing? Did they go to every continent? Can they swim?
I'm gonna assume at the moment that they're all over. All over.
Can they breathe underwater?
Could they just literally just walk on the sand at the bottom of the ocean? Are there certain zombie movies that they have zombies that can do that?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if this is given me any hope for humans because I don't know.
If Eren is able to do it again, then yes. Because if you had Eren protecting as the Titan protecting the perimeter as you rebuilt the wall, then yes. Unfortunately, though, then I just reminded myself that Eren would be in this state a lot shorter than the armored and the colossal. So if they showed up, how is he gonna?
You want to know how he does it? They build him giant ODM gear, and
so he can like
if he was able to either get eaten by a Titan. At the moment, I'm like, okay, he takes over the body from the inside out and then uses it until it's dead, since that one wasn't regenerating. If he takes over the body of a Titan, straps up with ODM gear, learns how to use it while being a 15 feet tall Titan.
I don't know if they're
game over, bro.
I don't know if the buildings are built to withhold his weight swinging around from building to building.
But the 60 meter tall Titan would be. You know?
Oh, like hook onto him, you mean?
Yeah. I don't know. That'd be freaking awesome, dude.
I wonder if there's ever going to be a battle between... I am sure that there is going to be a battle. If Eren is able to do this again, there has to be a battle with him and the other ones that are abnormalities within the Titans.
Yeah, like storytelling-wise, that would have to happen.
Yeah.
I just don't... Like, you wouldn't show him doing this feat if it could never be done again, correct? Or if there was never explanation, at least for it.
It's only the 8th episode. And this is the first sign I'm seeing of any sort of like thing that could be a secret weapon for Hope. I feel like to throw that away and not make it a actual plot point, I would like, how do you get 4 seasons out of the show then, other than just pure massacre every episode of people you have learned to know and love?
Storytelling wise, I'm like, okay, it has to be...
This needs to be a prominent feature in the plot now.
And it has to be the shot, right?
Yeah, because like what the frick else was
why
that
else
shot?
was he able to... The only other reason that he was able to do it and other people weren't would then be his will was so strong, his hate for Titans was so strong that he surpassed like a boundary of man, you know?
Which would be hard for, I think, the viewer to digest if that was the pure and only reason.
Other shows have done it. I could see it, I guess, you know, like if there was some consequence to it even. But what is like in my face is like, okay, the shot thing happened. His dad is still alive. Do you go, like, is it like every time you get a shot, you're able to do this thing? You know what I mean? Where's his dad at right now?
The interior still?
I have some fucking questions for that,
I
man.
have some... Me too. What do you keep in your basement, sir?
Fuck, I fucking forgot about the basement for a second. Holy, what's in the basement? That if the shot is what made him do something here or made him take over a Titan, then what would be what's that shot developed from? What would be in Eren's dad's basement that would give him the ability to do this?
He obviously has like equipment down there for scientific research in medicine. He can't keep pieces of Titans because they literally disintegrate after being killed. Well, remember when I brought up what if they locked up live ones, like the really small ones, to do experiments on, like or something? 2 or 3 meter ones. Because like, how else would they have learned that they aren't able to reproduce, or that their inside is pretty similar?
Where do they keep them? Just in a basement? That seems fucking like irresponsible.
It has to be a pretty big basement, like pretty tall ceilings.
And you're gonna tell your kid to go in there, like, you know?
What kid? No kid. I can't even think of a kid that wouldn't go into the basement or sneak down to the basement already or try to pick the lock if they knew that their dad had this basement that he disappears into that they're not allowed into.
Do you think the mom knew what was down there?
Probably not.
Fuck, does Eren still have the key?
We talked about that because we haven't seen it on him since that episode that it appeared on him.
No. I'm talking about since he was eaten.
Well, yeah, but we haven't seen it since then. Do you mean like did they show it in the shot?
Yeah. You know what I mean? He still had his clothes on though, didn't he? Other than where it was his, I guess, arm and leg were ripped off, eaten off, torn off, broken off. I don't think we could see it even if
Yeah, because Mikasa's hugging him.
And he has clothing on, you know?
Mm-hmm. I honestly can't wait to see what my reaction to that moment looks like, because I was feeling so many different things at once that I'm not sure which one actually came to the front in my facial expressions.
Mine was so bad, bro. I feel like I was just like sitting here dead quiet with my jaw on the floor because I didn't understand what was going on.
He's literally like attached to it. The sinews are wrapped around him.
It looks like he's hugging around like the spine, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like he's like literally holding on to it.
Weird. I don't understand. Okay, so he was conscious enough to do that.
I don't see a necklace here. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't see any rope.
Animators could have forgotten it, but.
But he was conscious enough at that point to kind of rip out of it.
Did he rip out of it, or was he like expelled out of it?
Oh.
How does he survive the heat? It's hot, right?
Oh. Maybe this one isn't because it's weird and different.
Maybe.
I mean, Mikasa was able to jump down into the heat and it wasn't so strong. But then again, I think she would jump into the heat regardless of
and the
how
body
hot it
just
was.
Gross. Okay.
That scene with Armin holding his hand. Love it. Love that.
I was like, is the skin just gonna fall off? Like, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
I want to know why the rate of decomposition is so high. Is it because they're so filled with like hot air?
Maybe. It's frustrating to know that I don't know this stuff and know the answers to the questions that I have and I don't know. I feel like no matter what I could think or guess or anything like that is probably so far off of what the truth actually is. I don't know what to do with myself.
My last comments are, I'm glad that the current cast of characters that we have now was able to survive through the end of it and kind of work together. I really like seeing all of these people that we're kind of getting to know all watching this thing with Eren happen. Because, like, they all witnessed it.
They all have to believe it.
How freaking cool is that they all witnessed the Titan's actions and what Eren inside the Titan was doing, and they witnessed that Eren is still around.
I don't even know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like I just am saying stupid stuff at this point because I'm just randomly guessing with no fucking context.
I don't have anything else of any worth to say, of any merit. I have nothing else interesting to say because I don't. My theories are out there now. I have no others because the only things that can possibly make sense in my brain right now are some mutation through the shot that then if he was swallowed by a Titan, or it's some alien thing and he's an imposter. I don't know anything. I'm confused. I'm thoroughly confused.
What's on this to be continued screen? It looks like...
Seems like the Titans walking around.
Doesn't it look like humanity's escaping to the other half? It doesn't look like there's Titans over here.
Ooh, I just thought of something. You know how I said, how were they able to build the wall?
The wall's on the others in another country.
And then maybe the Titans made their way and
it took them that long.
So maybe they sailed across, and that's how, like, people from, Mikasa's Japanese, right?
Yeah.
People from all these other continents and countries kind of arrived through the sea to another landmass that the Titans weren't yet on, and that's how they had time to build their defenses.
That's so interesting to think about, because it looks like, okay, there's cannons here, right? It looks like they were holding off as long as they can so people can get to the boats and then go to another place. So, like a huge island, continent Titans aren't on yet. Get there, like you said, build the wall, and then by the time it's built, they're there, and then you're ready for defense.
It could have been where they were able to walk around. Like, maybe it was like a river that kind of ended, and they were able to walk around the landmass. Or they literally could walk through the water. I'm not sure. But I think that picture, if that picture is what we think it is, it makes sense now to me how they could have built all of this.
I am with you with that. That actually makes a lot more sense. All right, that's all I have.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for pointing out the to be continued screen.
I just, I could barely even see it. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time. What would be... What's that shot developed from? What's that shot developed from?